Hi everyone, I hope that you guys are doing amazing. I have a new draw with me today and I am so excited for it because if you saw this week's read aloud, I read Grumpycorn with you guys and Siri must have been listening to my conversations and my life again because after I recorded Grumpycorn for you guys, I had a drawing tutorial pop up on my computer for Grumpycorn. So today I am going to be showing you guys how to draw the main character, Grumpycorn or Unicorn, from this week's Read Aloud. So if you would like to draw Grumpycorn, if you would like to draw Grumpycorn with me, then pause me here, go grab a piece of paper and a pencil or something else that you can draw with, and let's get into how to draw Grumpycorn. Okay guys, I am so excited to be drawing this character today. How cool is it that there is a drawing tutorial on the character from our Read Aloud this week? So let's go ahead, and the first step is we are just going to draw a rectangle. I guess I could have used a ruler for this, but that's okay. I'm just going to do my best. And then after we've drawn the rectangle up towards the top, just a little bit down from the top of the rectangle, and we're going to make a line like that. And then after we've drawn that little line across the top, we're going to make a bunch of long lines connecting the top of the rectangle to the extra line that we made. So I'm just going across, making a bunch of lines down like that. And then we're also going to make a couple of shorter lines way down at the bottom going up. So I'm just going to make a few to get me all the way across the bottom of the rectangle. And again, you know, it does not need to be perfect. So once we have all our lines inside of our rectangle, the next step is on the left top corner of our rectangle, we're just going to make a super short line that sticks up. And then on the right side of our rectangle at the corner, we're going to make a longer one that goes up. Just like that. So you can see I have a really short one over here and a much longer one over here. Then I'm going to go to the really small line that I made on the left side, and I'm going to draw a line going out to the side. And on the line that I drew on the right side, I'm going to draw a little scoop. Now I'm going to come over here to the little scoop that I made, and I'm going to draw a flat line going from the top of my scoop straight across. Just like that. And then I'm going to come over to the little angled line that I made over here, and I'm going to swoop it around like that. And then on the side, on both sides, I'm going to start drawing Unicorn's arms. So I'm going to come back to the top of that first rectangle that we made, And I'm going to make a curved line down, but I'm not going to let that line touch the rectangle. I'm going to leave a little bit of space so that it's not actually touching the rectangle. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I'm going to start up there at that top of the rectangle that we first made. And I'm going to swoop it around, but I'm not going to let the line touch the rectangle just yet. So let's work on the legs. Down at the bottom of our rectangle, we're going to start on the left corner, and we're going to draw a super thin rectangle as one leg. And then we can go over to the right side and do the same thing. Just two thin legs that stick out. And because he's a unicorn, he has those hooves at the bottom. So we're going to draw little lines down here to be the hoof part of his foot. And you could color this in now, or you can wait to color it in with colored pencils later, depending on what you are going to use to color him in. I think I might just shade it for now. And if I want, I'll go over it later with colored pencils too. Now we're going to go back up and finish up his head. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at that line, that straight line that we made from his ear. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be connecting this line down to the front of his head. So when we start this line, we want to come up a little bit like a hill. And then bring it all the way down and connect it to the front of his head. Like that. And then we can come down to his hands. And when we made his arms, we curved in. So we started at the rectangle, went out, and came back towards. Now at the end of that curved line that we made for his arms, we're going to make a line, one line on each arm, and it's going to go away from the rectangle. So on each side we're just going to make little lines that curve away, like that. And then after you've made those lines that curve away from the rectangle, we can swoop them back in and connect it. And those are going to be like his arms. We're not done with them yet. But so you see I made the little lines that went away, and then I swooped in and connected them to the rectangle. And the last thing to make it look like some arms is we're going to make two little half circles or curves on the sides so that now it looks like he's got his arms on his hips and he's being grumpy. Now we're going to add some ears. So up here where we made the little curve in his head, we're going to make one little hill for one ear. Oh, they're not ears. They're the things on the back of his head. I'll show you in a second. But we're going to make two little lumps. So I'm going to come up to that hill that I had made on his head, and I'm going to make one lump like that. And then behind that little hill I made, I'm going to make another hill, but it's going to be a little smaller. It's going to be cut off by his ear. And since it's cut off by his ear, I'm then going to go behind his ear, and I'm going to make 3 more humps so that it looks like that. Then I'm going to come down here towards where his legs are, and I'm going to give him some little chicken feathers. They're not chicken feathers because he's a unicorn, but they look like chicken feathers to me. So I'm actually going to turn my paper sideways because I think that's going to be easier for me to make them. And I'm going to come down to where the corner where his leg is. I'm going to go up just a little bit, and I'm going to make a big, like it looks like a turkey feather to me. I'm going to make one. I'm going to make two. And I'm going to make three for now. Just like that. And then I'm going to flip him back over. And I'm going to add some of his face. So I think the first thing that I'm going to add is his little nostrils. So I'm going to come down here to the curved part where the front of his nose is, and I'm just going to put two little dots. Two little dots like that. And then I'm going to come up a little bit, and I'm going to make a circle that's going to be cut off a little bit because of the side of his head. That's one of his eyes. So I can go ahead and add his pupil in there. And then next to that eye, I'm going to make a line. And then that line that I made, I'm going to start at one side, and I'm going to scoop down and connect it to the other side like a half circle. Just like that. And that's going to be his second eye. And you know Grumpycorn, he has an attitude, so we have to show that he has an attitude and draw his eye off to the side. Like he's rolling his eyes. And then we can give him a little grumpy mouth down here. Just draw a little line down here by a little bit away from his nostrils. Now, there's something really important missing from his head if he is a unicorn. Do you know what that thing is? Yes, you are right. He is missing his unicorn horn. So let's go up to the top of his head and draw a horn. And then we can draw little lines on it. And now we're ready to start adding some of the other details to Grumpycorn. So what we can do next is we can add the hooves to his top arms or top legs. So to do that, we're going to add this same little black part that we did on his feet, but we're going to do it up here at the top. So we're just going to add some little lines. Like that. And also, Grumpycorn is wearing a sweater. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the top of his hoof and I'm going to connect it to the rest of the sweater on both sides. Just like that, I connected the corners of his sweater to make a sleeve. And usually when we have a sweater on, you know, it has the part on the neck that has the stitching, and then also the sleeves of the sweaters have stitching too. So we're going to make this, we're going to add stitching to his sweater. So we're going to come up from the first line that we made and make another line that's going to be the sleeve. So to make it look like a sleeve, I'm going to add those little cuffs on it just like we did with his neck. So I just made a couple little dashes in there. And Grumpycorn's sweater, we can tell that it's a sweater because of the little dots that are on it. Because we're just going to add a bunch of little lines like this on the sleeves, and then we're also going to add it in this big empty part of his sweater. So we can do that part now. Just like that. And I'm also going to add 2 more of these little feathery things to him because it looks like he's got 5 feathers. So I'm going to add 2 smaller ones, one to the top and one to the bottom. So now he has 5. And you guys, I think we are done drawing Grumpycorn. Now all we have to do is we have to color. So what I will do is I will put a picture of the colored in Grumpycorn right here. So if you want to pause the screen and use that picture to choose what colors you're going to color him in, it's there for you, or you can choose whatever colors that you'd like to color him in. So I'll put that picture here, and then I'm going to go and color in my Grumpycorn, and then I will show you what it looks like when it is done. Okay, you guys, so my picture is all colored in, and I'm really happy with how it came out for my first time ever trying to draw him. And I think that Sarah McIntyre also has some drawing tutorials of the other characters that are in the Grumpycorn book. So I'm going to try and look for those and see if I can share them with you. And also keep your eyes peeled because I do have another draw with me. I usually only send one out in the week, but I do have a second draw with me that I'm going to send to you guys a little bit later this week, probably on Wednesday. So if you are interested in another one, you can keep your eyes out for that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!